Hello friends and welcome back to my channel Mathematical Magician. A happy new year to you guys. Happy new year 2019 and wishing you a good year ahead. Today I'll show you a video on quadratic equation part 1. So let's get started. Let's take a quadratic equation like ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. Now how will you solve this? Most people use prime factorization to solve this, like they multiply a with c to form ac and they have to break b in terms of ac and then factorize it. This I'll show you in one more video, but now what I want to show is what some people use, and this formula is used when you can't prime factorize the big term easily. So here what happens is that x becomes something like minus b plus or minus root over of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now most people will say you this and you have to mug this up, but now I'll show you a proof of how this equation turns into this one, so that you will remember this. And if you forget the formula in the exam, what you can do is you can solve it then and there and do it. So the formula, to reach to this formula, we'll take ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. Here what we'll do, we'll divide a from all the terms. So this becomes x square plus b by ax plus c by a equals 0. Now what we'll do, we'll take the c by a to the RHS side. So this becomes something like x square plus b by a into x gives you minus c by a. So now what we'll do is we'll complete the squares. To complete the square, we have to make this whole thing into a plus b whole square format. For that, if we take x as a and b by a as b, and if we don't alter these two terms, then it becomes x square plus b by a into x plus b by 2a whole square equals minus c by a. Since we have added this term on the LHS side, we again have to add this on the RHS. b by 2a whole square. So now why I did b by 2a here is that this term becomes 2ab, and since we don't have to change this term and we have to keep this constant, so I divided a 2 here so that when we make it here 2ab, the 2 get cancelled. So this x comes from this term, since we are taken x as a. So this becomes a square plus b square plus 2b into a. And so we can write this as x plus b by 2a whole square is equal to minus c by a plus b square by 4a square. So now since it has a different denominator, we can change it into one denominator, like this will become, I'll take this term first and this term afterwards just for convenience. This becomes b square minus 4ac by 4a square when we take the denominator common, and now this term is coming close to our final formula. So let's see how we can approach it. So we can see that x plus b by 2a whole square is equal to this term. Now what we'll do, we'll square root it on both sides, so it becomes x plus b by 2a. Actually the formula of square root is that it gives always a positive value. Here what we are doing, we are just dividing it by the same term, like you can see, for example, if you take minus a into minus a, this gives you a square, and if you take a into a, this also gives you a square. But then if you write the root over of a square, will always give you a. This is the formula of a square root, that it always gives you a positive value. But then here we want both the positive and negative value, as both is coming to a square. So so here what we'll do, for that we'll change this as plus or minus, then we'll give a root over so that both the plus and minus come together. Then this becomes something like root over of b square minus 4ac by root over of 4a square. So now this becomes x plus b by 2a gives you nothing but plus or minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Since if you square 2a, you will get 4a square. 2 into 2 is 4, a times a is a square. So now what we have to do is we have to take this term to the RHS side. So it becomes x equals minus b by 2a plus or minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So this implies that x equals, when we take 2a as a common denominator, this comes at minus b plus or minus root over of b square minus 4ac. And bingo! This is our final equation, which is same as this equation. So now we just have a few steps for you to remember. First, divided by the coefficient of the first term, which has the highest degree of x. Then what you do, then you complete the squares. After completing the squares, you take the same denominator, simplify it rather on the RHS side, then take the root over, but see that both the plus and the minus sign remain, and then take b by 2a on the RHS side, and you get this answer. So I'll give you a few questions for you to practice. First equation which we'll try is x square plus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. Here we have the coefficient of x as 1, so we don't have to divide it further. So then what we have to do is we have to make it, let's make it simple. So we'll make it x square plus 5 by 1 times x plus 6 by 1 equals 0, so that it becomes in the same format which we had learned. It implies that x square plus 5 by 1x plus 5 by 2 whole square equals minus 6 by 1. Then this becomes x plus 5 by 2 whole square. Yeah, that's 5 by 2 whole square. This becomes 4, then here comes minus 6 plus 25. This implies that x plus 5 by 2 equals root 19 by 4, and x equals so x equals minus 5 by 2 plus or minus, plus or minus here, plus or minus root over of 19 by 2, which equals minus 5 plus or minus 19 by 2. So here two roots will come out. One is minus 5 minus root 19 by 2, which equals minus 5 plus root 19 by 2, the first root, and the second root will be minus 5 plus root 19 by 2. So two roots will come in this equation. So one more example will be, the next one is 2x square plus 5x minus 3. So this will turn it into a format of x square, 2x square by 2 plus 5x by 2 minus 3 by 2 equals 0. Here minus 3 by 2 means plus of minus 3 by 2. So then the next step will be x square plus 5x by 2 equals 3 by 2. And then we'll make this equation as x square plus 5x by 2 plus 5 by 4 whole square is equal to 3 by 2 plus 5 by 4 whole square. And set x plus 5 by 4 whole square equals the LCM of the denominators is 16. No, let's make it 4 only. This LCM is 4, we will not take it as 16. So this becomes minus 6 plus 5 4. No, 16 was okay. So then what we'll do is we'll make this x plus 5 by 4 equals root over of 19 by 4. So what this implies is that like x equals minus 5 plus or minus root over of 19 by 4 minus 3 by 2 equals 0. Here minus 3 by 2 means plus of minus 3 by 2. So then the next step will be x square plus 5x by 2 equals 3 by 2. And then we'll make this equation as x square plus 5x by 2 plus 5 by 4 whole square is equal to 3 by 2 plus 5 by 4 whole square. Then set x plus 5 by 4 whole square equals LCM of the denominators is 16. Let's make it 4 only. This LCM is 4, we will not take it as 16. So this becomes minus 6 plus 25. No, 16 was okay. So then what we'll do is we'll make this x plus 5 by 4 equals root over of 19 by 4. So what this implies is that like x equals